In this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the 3 keys to making $10,000 per month. And in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the easiest path using these 3 steps to get to $10,000 per month, even if you're a beginner with 0 experience and little to no capital. And if we haven't met, hi, I'm Arturo Johnson, and I run Arturo Johnson Consulting, and we have 2 companies. We have a company that runs the Agent Accelerator Program, which is an SMMA for life insurance agents, and we take them from 0 to 100K per month. And right now, we're operating at $300,000 per month, as well as a coaching business that we have that's done almost $10 million in sales. So what I'm gonna share with you today are the 3 keys for you to go from 0 to 10K per month in the fastest way possible. Now, I wanna give a little bit of a disclaimer. There's more than 3 keys to getting to 10K per month with your social media marketing agency. But if you've already started and you're starting to struggle because you haven't gotten enough clients, I'm gonna show you the 3 keys so that you can go from wherever you are to hitting that 10K, 20K, and ultimately up to 100K per month like we've done in our agency. And I can remember back when I started, because I've been in your shoes, and I remember the first client that I got, I charged $500 for. I was still waiting tables. I ran downstairs because he called me back because he said he wanted to think about it. And he said, okay, I'll do it for $500 a month. I signed him up in the back stairwell. I had my apron on. I left out a pre-shift, and that's when everything changed for me. Fast forward 90 days, I had ended up getting 2 more clients, but that's when I got stuck until this one thing happened. And once this thing happened, that's when the game changed for me. I went on to have my very first $10,000 a month in 6 months and 29 days, and I never looked back ever since then. We've gone on to do $1 million in 18 months, and now we're on track to do $10 million every single year. And so what I want to share with you right now is the exact 3 keys that I found that worked on top of what I was already doing to help me to make my first $10,000 per month with my SMMA. So key number 1 to getting to $10,000 in your SMMA is to stop following the gurus. And one of the most profound things I learned from my mentor, Sam Ovens, is focus and the power of focus. And one of the 2 most powerful books that I read is The One Thing by Gary Keller, and then Essentialism, which teaches you the power of concentrated focus. And so there's a circle with a million lines around it that looks like the sun, and then there's one circle with an arrow through it at the end. And what this diagram signifies, if we can put that image up on the screen from the book Essentialism, is that the power of focus. And what is focus? Focus is following one course until successful. And when you're listening to all the gurus, there's a couple things that happen. 1, your confidence shakes because the moment that you try a strategy, you start to tell yourself when it doesn't work and have doubt that maybe you're not doing the right thing. And ultimately, this splits your focus, and so now you're trying to chase 2 rabbits, and the man who chases 2 rabbits catches none. The second thing that it does is it gives you shiny strategy syndrome. So now you've got shiny object syndrome and you've got shiny strategy syndrome. And shiny object syndrome means that you're trying the same strategies just packaged differently and wondering why you can't get any results. And see from this diagram, what this diagram really signifies from the book Essentialism is that you're trying to make an inch of progress in every single direction. And this was me for a long time, and I just felt like I was spinning my wheels for like 6 months. And it wasn't until I shut off all the noise, I unfollowed everybody, and I just hunkered down and I just got extreme focus. And what this did was this made me realize that if I just focused on one thing, there was no way that I couldn't be successful. The second part to this is that you have shiny strategy syndrome. And this is where you're going from strategy to strategy to strategy to strategy, where you're trying all these different things when, quite frankly, if you tried cold email long enough, it probably would work. If you tried cold outreach long enough, it would probably work. If you tried Facebook groups funnels long enough, it would probably work. If you tried automated LinkedIn process, that probably would work. But the challenge is if you keep trying all of them, so none of them is working for you, and the only thing you need to do is continue to focus on one of them until successful. And so that's one of the first keys to being successful in getting your business to $10,000 per month is stop following all the gurus, unfollow them all, get off of YouTube and follow one course of action until successful. Now, the second key piggybacks on the shiny object syndrome, which is not doing enough outreach. One of the most profound things that I realized in business is that outreach is probably the most important thing, whether you're doing it manually or you have systems in place to do it fully automated. And most people think that they need a new website, they think they need a funnel, they think they need to set up some type of CRM or some automated campaigns. But the truth is, you only need to be focused on doing outreach. I'm gonna say that again, outreach, 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 outreach. In fact, if you aren't at $10,000 per month, you shouldn't even be watching this video. So turn this video off and get back to work. All right, okay, so I'm just kidding, but you get my point. So if you aren't at $10,000 per month with your social media marketing agency, you should only be focused on two things. It's generating strategy sessions and doing strategy sessions. You know why? Because strategy sessions equals money. And if you aren't where you want to be as far as hitting your goal, it's because you aren't doing enough strategy sessions. And the other shoe to that is if there's somebody that's ahead of you, the chances are is that they're generating and doing more strategy sessions than you are every single month. And I can remember when I first started, man, I was so hungry. I would sell insurance during the day and then I would wait tables at night, and the entire time I had AI prospecting for me. So when I got off of work and got home about 12:30 at night, from 12:30 a.m. to about 3 a.m., all I did was type in, message, DM people, so that when I woke up at 8, I had some other people to respond to, and I did this every single day for about 6 months. And I did that until my income doubled what I was making selling insurance and waiting tables. And once that's when I went full-time in the agency, and I did that at about 4 months. And then from the 4th month to the 6th month and 29 days, that's when I hit my first 10K per month. So again, focusing on doing outreach and being relentless and obsessive on it. If you do outreach and you consistently do it every single day, it's impossible for you to fail. And the last and probably the most important key to understand as a young entrepreneur in business or in life is that success just takes time. See, a lot of times we have subscribed to the TikTok mentality in the world, and we want everything very quick. We want to microwave everything. We want to take the elevator and not the stairs. And this game that we're playing just takes time. Albert Einstein says, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't understand it pays it. Well, what are the things that are compound interest in business? Well, I know you may be saying, okay, Arturo, thanks for a science lesson, but how does that equate to getting to 10K per month in the social media marketing agency? Well, I'm glad you asked it, because there's two compounding interests that we can equate this sentence to in business, and they are conversations and client results. You see, what happens is if you aren't where you want to be in business, it means that you haven't had enough conversations. Because if you have enough conversations, eventually you'll get enough yeses. And then once you get enough yeses, then ultimately you'll have clients. If you focus on getting them results, ultimately you'll get testimonials. And once you start to fill up all three of these buckets, guess what? They start to compound over time. People that you talked to 3, 6, 12 months ago, they'll continue to follow you, and they'll finally come around. Maybe they try some other programs that didn't work out for you, and they'll remember the conversation that they had with you. The people who said yes will start to follow you. They'll listen to your coaching, they'll go through your program, they'll go through your process, and ultimately, over 3 to 6 months, guess what? They'll start to get some results. And then ultimately, once these people start to get results, what they'll do is they'll have some success, and then they'll be happy and willing to share their experience. And once you start to get testimonials, that's when there's a game changer. Now you no longer need to prove anything to your friends, your family, and even to yourself, because now you have proven results that what you delusionally believed, right, now actually works. So what you want to do is you really want to focus on getting your very first testimonial. And it isn't, your offer and everything isn't even proven when you make your first sale until you actually gotten somebody phenomenal results. And once you start to get people phenomenal results, right, you can share that testimonial over and over and over again. You can post it everywhere. And guess what? That starts to compound. So you want to compound conversations, right? You want to compound yeses, and you want to compound client results. And when you do this, this is how you can have that eighth wonder of the world that Albert Einstein talked about in your business. And so in saying that, it usually takes about 3 to 6 months for somebody to actually go through your process to get great results, that they be willing to have a testimonial. So again, success takes time. This process takes time. So the first thing that I would love for you to do is remove your attachment to the goal, right? I know you want to get to 10K per month. I know you want to get to 100K per month. But what happens is if you go through a month where you only get to 8K, and then you go down to 6K, and then you go to 9.2K, those months are really good if we look back at 12 months where you were, where you're only making $2,000, $3,000 a month, right? Like that progress means something, but also your emotional state goes up and down like this. And it wasn't until I removed my attachment from the goal and from the results in my business that my self-worth wasn't attached to a specific number, that's when everything changed for me. See, what I did, instead of having a numerical goal, I had input goals, and inputs contribute to the outputs. And so if I just made my input goal a certain number, then there was no way that the output wasn't gonna be my desired goal. And that's when everything changed for me. It removed the emotion from the business. It allowed me to work even when I didn't feel like it. It allowed me to stay consistent every single day, that I knew what my number was: 100 outreaches, 100 text messages, 100 emails, 100 dials, right? And 4 to 5 strategy sessions every single day. And whatever the case is for you, again, focus on the inputs, right? And inevitably you'll get the outputs, right? So one of the things that I hope that you drive home for this message is focus on doing the activity that's going to get you results, as opposed to just putting a timeline on the result in the future, and when you don't hit it, you're upset about it. Instead, map out exactly what it would take for you to get to your $10,000 per month or $100,000 per month, and do above and beyond that activity so that it's unreasonable in the next 30, 60 to 90 days for you not to hit your goal of $10,000 per month. So if you're making less than $10,000 per month in your social media marketing agency and you want to get to $1 million, click the link below and I'll show you step by step exactly how I was able to go from 0 to $1 million in just less than 18 months. I'll show you the exact SOPs, the strategies, the tips, the tactics, and the principles of how you can take your business from anywhere to 10K, even 100K per month. All right, guys, hope this video was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.